Hey guys, update here. Well, earlier when I checked the spark, I did what a lot of guys do is they'll just put the spark plug back on the wire and just touch it to ground and look for a spark on the plug. And when I did it earlier, I did see a tiny spark, blue in color as well. But it looked kind of small, but I didn't think much of it. So what I did was uh, I went ahead and got my spark checker here. Just hooked it up in series on the wire and the plug, and I didn't. The indicator never came on. The little bulb never flashed on either side. So that led me to believe that I was having either a ground problem that was sending the spark to ground through a wiring down there, since I took out all the safety switches off this tractor, thinking maybe a wire had gone bald somewhere and was touching ground, but that was not the case. So the only other thing, I even removed the little wire, the kill wire, off the ignition coil, and it still would not fire up. It still would not give me any spark. So the only thing that I could think that was the problem was the ignition coil itself. So I had another coil in the shop from another twin engine, and decided to go ahead and try to replace it and check if that might be the problem. Well, even though this one here looks old and you might think, well, that must be the original one, actually that's the one I replaced. I put on here from the other motor, a 21 horsepower twin Briggs and Stratton also. Even though it looks old, I went ahead and put it on. Not too sure if that was gonna work, but here is the one that was on there. Look at that. If the one you saw that's on the tractor looks old, look at this one. How's that for you? Yeah, even right there where the kill switch goes, it's pretty rusty, and but it was firing up when I first was working on the engine, so I never really thought that this could be a problem since it was firing up. But earlier in the week when we were trying it, it was hard to start. Eventually it would start, but I had no idea that this might be the problem. Anyway, so I fit in the new one, well, new to this tractor, and fired it up, and guess what? Let me try here. Yeah, well, there you go, guys. I got it going. Just got to take a little time and apply the things that you get to watch a lot of other guys do, a lot of troubleshooting, and believe me, I watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of guys and what they do, and I guess if I can take credit for anything, it's just being a copycat. But I really do appreciate all them guys that post their videos. So a little shout out here also to Murray Mayhem. I've been talking to him, texting messages about some Kawasaki carburetor that I broke, trying to clean it. Tiny little engine, a 3 horsepower, and the parts to it are obsolete. But also to Donny Boy 73, awesome channel, and the Mower Medic, and even a channel by the name of Road King 805, I believe it is, and Arctic Keith, and a lot of guys out there who are into the mudding and and modifying their tractors for off-road. Here I'm just trying to get my tractor to run. But I hope the problem that I had, as anybody watches this video, can benefit from it. So again, what was going on was that the engine was smelled like it was flooding. Choke didn't work, didn't make a difference. Throttle didn't make a difference. It would crank but never fire up. I checked it for spark. Initially I was getting spark on both sides, very small, but there was a spark there. Checked the grounding. I even changed the grounding. If you can see it right there by the battery, I had it in a lower right there. I had it on the battery base right there. I had it tied right there, but I thought maybe I was having a bad ground problem, so I moved it up, and it didn't seem to make a difference. So started backtracking and went and got the battery. Excuse me, the spark checker or spark tester, and did not have a spark. So my next step was just to check for anything going to ground, especially the kill switch that might have been going to ground somewhere. So when I opened up the covers and started looking at the coil did look pretty bad. So again, here's the coil that came out. So you can see it's pretty bad, pretty beat up. I think the weather just got to it. So I replaced it with an extra one that I had, which is pretty old too, but it's working. And hooked it up, and on the first turn of the key, she fired right up. I didn't have to put the throttle. I didn't have to put the choke. She just turned right over and fired up. So pretty happy about the results here, and that I was able to get it going. But again, I don't take any credit. Just glad to see a bunch of other guys posting their work. It really helped me out to get this fixed. So thank you guys that post your videos, and I hope somebody watches this and they can this helps them out as well. So see you guys.